Hello and welcome to the CUTV chat show. I'm Emma.
And I'm Lowri.
And today we're going to be talking about popular culture and TV shows. First of all, we just want to extend a welcome to anybody who wants to get involved with CUTV. We run weekly chat shows like this weekly. Hence the term.
Hence the weekly chat show.
And we're always looking for presenters, people to help with lighting, with cameras, and of course with editing at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's really where we need the most help. But if you're somebody who enjoys being in front of the camera, behind the camera, working on sound, makeup, all sorts of different things, there are so many different sections to get involved with.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's not just entertainment. That's us. We are entertainment. Emma is the head of entertainment, and I am the deputy head. We have, like, drama, we have documentaries, we have sports,
we've got
news. Music, we have news. There's a lot going on, and it's really fun, and it's an amazing opportunity to get involved with everything. And we have like cross-section, like collabs. It's really fun. So yeah, if you want to get involved, hit us up.
Yeah, the website to get involved, well, primarily on Facebook, is CUTV Members 2017-2018, and we're always posting, looking for people to get involved. So have a look. So let's get started. Today we're going to be talking about popular culture, so TV shows, movies, anything kind of surrounding that.
And like stuff that has like come out recently.
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about kind of the issues surrounding popular culture, TV shows and stuff like that. We're going to play a game.
We're going to play a little game, so that's exciting.
And then we're going to talk some facts. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let's get rolling.
Okay. So, most recently, I think, is the release of Stranger Things Season 2. And I am an avid fan of it. I watched it in 2 days. I love it. I need a crown for my dedication. It was really good, and I loved it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. I didn't watch it as quickly as you did. I gave myself 4 days. I kind of spaced it out. And I really enjoyed it as well. I think there were parts of it, though, where I was like, this is a little bit too far-fetched for me.
Really? Like, what parts did you think? By the way, disclaimer, there will be spoilers in this. I'm going to leave a little banner, a little something here, just to let you know. So if you don't want to watch any further, that's totally cool, but there will be spoilers, so.
Yeah, I just think the whole thing with the doctor, the psychoanalysis with Will, who was, like, in on it. I can't remember his name.
Oh, what is... But I do know who you're talking about, though, yeah.
But I just think the fact that he was good, but he's also kind of evil.
Yeah, it's sort of like pick a side, you know what I mean?
And I think when he meets up with Hopper at the end, like, what is this?
I don't really know what Hopper's intentions are. Because at the end of the first season, we saw him get into a car that belonged to Hawkins, I believe. And then he was driven off, and all of a sudden he's involved even more intrinsically in Season 2 with the Hawkins lab. And it's like, what did he agree to? Really inconspicuous. I think we'll get to know more of that in Season 3.
Hopefully. And there were a lot of parts of Season 2 where I was like, is this really necessary? Or are they trying to set up the plot so more people are interested next season?
Like what?
Like Mad Max.
Okay. Yeah,
the little girl who comes in, and she's kind of really just... I felt like she was just a love interest, and she caused a little bit of tension between the boys.
Oh, yeah, and, like, even 11. Like, they pitted 11 and Mad Max against each other.
And that kind of bothered me.
Really?
Because it's like, we can never just have two female characters in a group of boys without there being jealousy between them. They pit them against each other simply because they're both girls.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel it. And, like, her whole... like, I don't mean to be nasty to, like, a child character, but, like, her whole character was very annoying. Like, I know she was supposed to be, like, angry, but it was too much a lot of the time. It was very much, like, over the top.
Yeah, they made it really obvious that she was supposed to be the tomboy character.
Yeah, it was very much, I'm not like other girls, which is another trope that I despise.
Like, but what can you do, really? And I feel like a lot of the girl characters are like that in Stranger Things.
Yes.
Like, when Steve is talking about Nancy, he goes, but Nancy's different. She's not like other girls.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, is she not?
On the topic of Nancy, though, like, I'm not sure how to feel about her. Like, I don't know if I like her. And I don't know whether this is just me. Like, she's sort of, like, pitting the two boys against each other, though.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's intentional. I don't think it's intentional that she's doing that. Like, I don't think she's like, wow, I'm going to pit Jonathan and
Yeah,
Steve
yeah,
against each other.
Agreed.
But I personally just don't like Jonathan. I think he's creepy. I think he's a creepy boy. In season 1, we see him snapping pictures of Nancy, like, unbeknownst to her. And then when Steve gets angry about it, he's the bad guy.
True. You've got me there. I do like the character of Jonathan. And the reason is he takes care of his family. Like, we see him, like, cooking food for his mother and his brother, and then at the beginning of the first episode in season 1, he says how he was at work to try and get extra money for the home, and it sort of gives us an insight to what the buyers are actually, like, going through, like, financially and stuff like that. And their father is out of the picture, so he's very much, like, the man of the house, so to speak. But yeah, I do enjoy Jonathan's character. I think he's progressed at least quite a bit from season 1. But I also really love Steve.
I think Steve's character development was really interesting because he's very much a man's man, except he does care a lot about what he looks like.
The Farrah Fawcett spray, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that was a solid tip.
To be honest, right, like, unpopular opinion on Steve, I don't like his hair that much. I don't like it. It's bad. I don't like it.
I can't believe you just said
I'm
that.
calling him out now. I do not like it. I don't like his hair.
I think it's great. I think it's a very nice homage to the 80s. And I think they were really kind of showing what it was like to be in high school in the 80s.
I mean, I don't know if everyone's hair was like that in the 80s in high school. I don't know. I didn't go to an American high school in the 80s, but I don't like his hair.
You weren't alive in the 80s?
No.
No, I like it. I love that he is, like, he's the popular male character. He's the strong male lead in many ways.
I like the underdog. I'm always about the underdog every time.
You like his flat Jonathan hair? Wow.
It's not that bad. In season 2, it got better.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Another popular movie around at the moment is It. Stephen King's It.
I love It.
She loves
I
it.
love it so much so that I dressed as Richie at Comic-Con, actually. Richie's the one with the glasses, and probably the one that you thought, why is Finn Wolfhard on the couch dressed as Richie? Right? I'm kidding. You didn't think that at all. But I went as him to Comic-Con, and I made it my mission to give as many Pennywise people, like, the middle finger. It was really fun. I'll see if we can get some pictures up of that, because that's funny. But, like, it was really fun. I did have to explain myself a few times.
What did they think about it?
Like, they didn't really say anything. Like I just sort of said, it was very much in character, but also not. Because they were, like, I explained, like, hey, can I, like, give you the middle finger in this picture? I don't know whether they realized who I was dressed as. So they were kind of like...
Why is Velma from Scooby-Doo asking to...
Why is Edna Mode coming to me and asking me if she can give me the middle finger? But all in all, it was a really fun time, and I met some other people who were dressed as the other kids from It. So we had Eddie, we had Stan. You know, it was really good.
We had the whole squad.
We had the whole crew. We didn't have Bill.
No Bills.
No Bill.
Unpopular Bill.
Unpopular.
Well, you know what? I actually really liked it, and I'm not somebody who usually enjoys horror films.
Right.
To be honest with you, I was sat there the whole time in the movie theater, covering my ears, squinting, so I could only just see parts of it, just so I could prepare to, like...
Is that, like, your, like, position?
It made me feel safer. And it was spooky in places. There were jump scares.
I'm trying to think of a really spooky bit.
When what's the boy's name? He's in the library.
Oh, Ben.
When Ben goes downstairs in the library, and it's that disembodied... Or it's the headless guy chasing him. It really spooked me. I was very frightened.
It did scare me, and I think the part with, I think Stan, the curly hair one, nearly gets eaten. Like, that made me sad, first of all, because he's really upset, and also, I have a lot of feelings about the kids from It. Okay,
she does. She has a lot of feelings.
They're all my children, but yeah, and like. So, like, is squinting and, like, covering your ears, like, your...
It's my go-to whenever I'm watching.
Because for me, it's literally fetal position. I'm literally there, like, this.
In the cinema.
Yeah, like, sometimes my legs are up and everything. I'm literally curled up on the seat. Like...
And then another TV show that's just wrapped up, and I'm sure we've all watched it, in one go or over. We've been waiting every week for it to come out. It's Game of Thrones.
I love Game of Thrones. I'm going to say that so much for everything. I love this, I love that, but I love everything.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is really one of those shows that I'm definitely a huge fan of.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people are, like, not into the plot at the moment. Like, a few people have been like, well, you know, this isn't what George R.R. Martin really was going for, or, like, this is diverging from the actual books.
Yeah.
I say, just enjoy it. I say,
get over it.
Just watch
it.
But no, I've really enjoyed it so far. But I will say that Daenerys is getting on my nerves. It really is.
Why?
Like, I enjoyed her when she first came on. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved her. But then, as it progressed, it just was the same thing over and over again. She needs ships. She can't find ships because she doesn't have enough money and no one recognizes her, even though she insists that she's recognized, but okay. And then she has a love interest. Love interest dies. Something happens. He disappears. Who knows? Where's he?
And where are her men?
Where are her men? And then, it's just her, and now she's finally getting there. It's happening again. Jon Snow, it's happening again. And Jon Snow's her nephew.
And she's letting these men distract her from her dragons. She lost one of her scaly boys in the battle against the White Walkers.
That's so sad. Like, when they brought him back, I was like, no.
But she wasn't as upset as I thought she was going to be.
No, I expected full turmoil there.
I'm not saying she's a terrible mother. But she's not, she's a bad mother.
I'm not saying she's a bad mother, but she's a bad mother.
I'm calling child protection.
For those dragons.
Take her scaly sons away. Find somebody who will nurture them the way they need to be nurtured.
I will. I will do that.
Are any of the dragons girls?
No, I don't think so. I know that one of them is called Viserion, the other is Drogon, and then there's another one that I don't remember the name of, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know either.
What do you think about Daenerys and Jon being related? Do you think they'll cover that? Do you think that that'll be a thing and Jon will be like, oh my god, that's my auntie? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, Jon has never met any of his actual blood relatives, except for Egg.
Egg?
He was the...
Who?
Who is Egg? Aegon, and he was the Maester at Castle Black.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and he was
the really old one.
He was a Targaryen. He was Aegon, wasn't he?
Was he?
And they called him Egg or something like that.
I feel like that's just you calling him Egg.
I call him Egg. I can't remember. Something to do with eggs. He was a Targaryen, and that's the only other blood relative that Jon has ever met, other than Daenerys.
Is Uncle Benjen blood related? No.
No, he was Ed Stark's brother.
Oh. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Okay, sorry, I lost track.
So I think it'll be interesting to see how that pans out, because there is a thing in real life where when you meet a blood relative that you've never met before, like when people search out their mothers and fathers who put them up with their birth mothers and fathers who put them up for adoption, they tend to sometimes have romantic feelings towards them.
Yeah, I've heard about this actually.
So maybe it'll be something like that, and he won't mind too much. I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much, because in the show we've seen incest a couple times, and it's a Targaryen tradition. That's all they've really done.
And also, the relation isn't that close.
She's his aunt. That's pretty close.
I mean, I don't know. But all I will say is, people were rooting for it. I knew it was coming. I knew it from the start. And what about Missandei and Grey Worm?
I think they're really cute.
I love them.
I really like it.
I love them, and I hope that Grey Worm doesn't die, which was hinted at.
I would be very upset. And what do you think about Arya and the other younger actors in the show?
That's interesting. I have a theory about Arya.
Tell us.
Okay, so a lot of people have been speculating that Arya is actually the waif now.
Right.
Because there was a whole episode where she supposedly killed the waif, but then we didn't actually see the waif die. And, like, someone said that her face was given back to Jack and Hagar, but the face was so mangled that we couldn't quite make it out. So Arya's been acting really different in the most recent season. Like, she walks around with her hands behind her back, exactly like the waif did. And when she's fighting Brienne, like, she does this weird, like, kick flip up, and, like, I could never, like, recreate it for my life. But she does that, and the waif does that when she's fighting Arya. And then, when she was meeting up with Nymeria suddenly didn't recognize her anymore.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, I think she would...
But would the waif have known about Nymeria?
I think... Because there was a whole game they were playing where, like, Arya had her hands out like this, and the waif was, like, had, like, a stick. I say it was a game, like, it was, like, a fun
That's what we're playing later, like, watch out.
But, like, the waif asked Arya about, like, her life and stuff, so maybe Arya told her about that.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, I don't know. People are speculating.
That's interesting. And then there's The Walking Dead, which has just started again. And
Rick Grimes is my son.
I personally sort of lost interest after season 5.
Really? A lot of people do say that season 5 is the best one. And I do agree. Like, I think season 5 is the one with Terminus and, like, Gareth and all that group and stuff. And I have to say season 5 was, I think, the best season for me too.
Yeah. And after that, I feel like it's slowed down a lot. The kind of plot points that they hit are almost circular. It's the same thing over and over again. They have to fight Negan. They have to get everything under control. They lose the fight. They get knocked down a peg. They start getting back to normal. I don't know. And how doesn't Maggie have a bump yet?
Yeah, but someone told me, actually, that the reason for that, because I've been digging for this, and apparently all of this stuff supposedly has happened over the course of 9 days.
Oh.
But to me, that seems a lot. I wouldn't be able to put up with all that in 9 days.
No.
I would not be on this planet anymore if I had to put up with this for 9 days. But yeah, that's what people are saying. But she was already quite heavily pregnant when Glenn died.
Was she? I don't remember.
I mean, she was pregnant, and that's what they were doing. They're trying to get her to a doctor because they thought she was going to, like, you know, have it. But...
True.
It's not here.
Do you think you would survive a zombie apocalypse?
No. Absolutely not. I think I would try my best. I would do my very best, but survive, no. What do you think? Do you think you'd survive?
I think it depends if the zombies are fast or not.
Yes! Yeah.
My real motto is I only run if there's something chasing me. Mm-hmm. Realistically, I'm not a big exercise
What if it's chasing you but slowly?
Exactly, then I can just kind of take my time, go and loot some places. Like,
True.
But I don't think I'd be good about looting. Like, I would be like, wow, I need a lot of tinned food. I'd be like, wow, salmon, that sounds really good. I'd be taking things that sound really tasty, but would be perishable, and that would be a mistake.
I would probably pick up just needless crap. I'd see... I don't know.
Cute handbag.
Yeah. I'd see, like, a cute little, like, hair clip or something and be like, wow, this is what I need. Apocalypse fashionista. But, yeah, I would die.
Lowri Rollins, queen of the apocalypse.
Yeah, I would die hard.
But you would look so good.
Yes. Like, at least that's what people would remember me for.
You'd be a beautiful snack.
Looking like a snack.
But one thing all of the shows that we've been talking about have in common, they all have child actors.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that all of them are really good actors. I'm going to go show by show. So we first talked about Game of Thrones. And I think all of the actors and actresses in that, like the child actors and actresses specifically, are so good.
Yeah.
Like, they started off so young, and they've come this far. Like, Maisie and Sophie Turner are, like, in their, like, 80s, I think.
Their 80s.
Their 20s. They're in their 20s. And, well, I think Maisie is, like, 19?
She's our age.
Which is insane to me.
Yeah. And how old was she when they started? Like, 13, 14?
I think even slightly younger, like 12.
Really? Holy cow.
So it's been, like, a long time for her. And they've grown up doing this. And I don't know, like, they are so, so good. But they don't give certain people enough opportunities. like, with Bran, a lot of people find Bran really bland and sort of, like, but he hasn't been given the same kind of screen time as the others, and the same goes for Carl in The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
He started, and I thought he was gonna be, like, killing the game the rest of the time, when, like, he started really young. I think he was even younger than the Game of Thrones cast. And he started, and he had a lot of lines, he had a lot of relationships with a lot of the people. Like, he had the whole father-son thing with Rick, and then it was kind of like an extension of that with Shane, you know, and we really got to see into Carl. But then it stopped. All of a sudden, as he was, like, getting older, it stopped. And now that we're at, like, season 8, we haven't heard a thing, like a peep from him. He's there, but he's not saying anything.
And I think maybe that's because when he was younger, the acting was a little better for some reason.
Really?
I feel like he was a very good young actor, but as seasons go on, he's not as believable when he acts.
Maybe. And that could be down to the whole character of Carl.
Yeah.
Like, it might be hard to, like, give him...
It's a difficult character. It's a difficult show to work with, because it's not like any of the scenarios, none of them are really real-life scenarios.
No.
Like, he will never have experienced any of it.
And, like, you don't know whether he likes Rick, you don't know whether he likes Negan, you don't know, like... I don't know what is going on. And they killed Sophia. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I feel like in The Walking Dead, there's less opportunities for the child actors.
And then with it and Stranger Things, the shows primarily, like, they depend upon the kids doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And that must be a huge thing. To make a feature-length film, so much work goes into it. And those kids must be on set constantly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And you have to think about, they're having to balance school. They're having to balance being a kid and having fun and just basically being a child. And then work. And it is work.
Yeah.
They're having to memorize lines. They're having to go in and be something other than just young and having fun. It's a real job.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that must be really hard.
Yeah, because I watched a video and it was surrounding the controversy, which we'll get on to, about the 27-year-old Instagram model who said that Finn Wolfhard should get back to her when he's 18. And a lot of people had said that, like, Finn Wolfhard would like it, he'd like the attention, but he made a video because someone stopped him to ask about it. And he was saying how, like, oh yeah, that was gross. Like, he literally says, like, oh yeah, that's gross, that's nuts. And then he's like, I think they asked, oh, what do your friends at school think about it? And then he said, I'm barely in school, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So... what impact is that going to have on his future? Because I know that he has a successful acting career now. I'm not saying he won't. I think he's going to have a very steady stream of, like, opportunities. But how is that going to impact him?
Exactly. And a lot of the experiences that they're having on camera are the first experiences for them. Like Millie Bobby Brown and Finn Wolfhard in season 1 of the finale of Stranger Things, when Mike and Eleven share a kiss. And it's nothing creepy or over the top. It's just a cute little peck, and it's like, aw. But that was Millie Bobby Brown's first kiss.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And that's an experience that maybe we all kind of take for granted. We're a little bit embarrassed about it. It happened at a party, like silly things like that. And we've never spoken to our first kiss, like, since then. Whereas that was synthetic for them. That was scripted, and that's like an experience that they'll never really get back, if that makes sense. And I think that's what we have to consider when we think about child stars. Like, they're young, they're impressionable, that kind of thing. And is it okay to kind of not exploit them, but
have them do these things when maybe it's not necessary entirely to the plot.
Exactly.
Because we knew that Mike and Eleven had a little romance going on. Did we need to see them kiss? I don't know. And it's interesting that you say it was scripted, because there's another new actress now, Sadie Sink, who plays the character of Max, or Mad Max. And she said in, I think it was sort of like a chat show / interview, that her kiss hadn't been planned with her. It wasn't in the script. So she comes onto set one day, and one of the Duffer Brothers, I think, comes up, and they're like, oh, are you ready for the big kiss? Haha. And Max is like, what? like, Sadie, sorry, she's like, what? Like, because it wasn't planned. And so, like, that was a whole thing. And then you actually see the kiss that wasn't planned in the show. They kept the cut. And it doesn't seem unplanned. It doesn't seem awkward. It seems like a nice little peck, right? That wasn't planned. Like, I think Lucas maybe knew about it, the guy who plays Lucas. I think he knew. But the girl who plays Max didn't.
Right. And
so she stated in an interview that it sort of made her uncomfortable. And they sort of tried to laugh it off. The thing is, she was around people who arguably had more authority than her. And this is where I sort of feel iffy on this scenario.
Yeah, because when you're a kid, you're not going to stand up to grown-ups. If, like, somebody tells you, if an adult tells you to do something, most of the time you will do it.
The problem is then they were laughing it off, saying, oh, it was just a joke, you know, like, you know, lighten up kind of thing. And that's a very scary comparison with the more intense allegations going around. You know what I mean? It's a very thin line.
It's a very thin line. And I think that also brings us to the amount that the public thinks they have a right to these kids' lives afterwards, like the fame. I mean, Finn Wolfhard trying to get back into his hotel room and being absolutely swarmed by fans, screaming, hey, Finn, take a picture with us. Hey, Finn, can you sign this? And he just went into his hotel room, and he probably wanted to go to bed. And like, people were really upset about it online. They were like, that's rude. He shouldn't have done that. He owes us.
And the thing is, it wasn't just fans. It was adults. And that's where I have a problem. Because, like, other kids, you know, they don't really know how to control themselves around, like, a celebrity, especially a celebrity of their own age. And that's a whole other thing. But I think when it's adults hassling children on the street, like, why aren't you in work? What are you doing? Like, you know what I mean?
What are you up to?
Like, what?
Yeah, and it's really kind of sick. Just the fact that these kids are trying to lead somewhat normal lives, normal to the extent that they can with the schedule and work that they're doing. And for people to think that they owe them anything is ridiculous. And I know Sophie Turner, who is Sans on Game of Thrones, spoke about this.
She did.
And she stood up for Finn.
She touched on the fact that a lot of people say that, you know, paparazzi and, like, being, like, heckled is part of the job, but she was saying it's not part of the job. It happens, but it's nowhere on a contract does it say that you have to, you know, do that. And she was saying how, like, it's sick that, like, adults, like, she was basically saying the same as us. Like, she was saying how it's insane when adults are...
Yeah, it's horrendous. And I think just because these kids are in the spotlight, people think that they have the right to scrutinize them. And a lot of the time sexualize them.
Ooh, yeah, like, as I mentioned, there was this 27-year-old model on Instagram who told...
She posted a picture of him.
Yeah, it was on her stories.
Yeah, and she was like, get back to me in 4 years.
He's 18.
And when he's 18, she's going to be 30-something.
That's gross.
And that's a little bit wrong in itself, because when you're 18, you can't, I don't know, I don't think I was ready to date a 30-something-year-old or have I don't know, anything to do with that. And what it comes down to is people sexualizing children. And it's gross. And that's the first time I think I've ever seen it with a male child star.
Yeah.
Whereas when Harry Potter was coming out, there were literally people waiting for Emma Watson to turn 18.
Really?
So they could, like, look at pictures of her and stuff like that kind of thing.
Yeah. And actually, it's interesting because Millie Bobby Brown apparently was nominated one of, like, the sexiest actresses alive, and it makes me sick to, like, even say that out loud, but that was something she got nominated for.
I didn't even know about that. That was disgusting.
Yeah, and she's 13 years old. I googled it yesterday. She's 13. What? Like, who in their right mind? I don't know whether it was, like, a big newspaper or, like, just a small tabloid type thing, which would be more plausible for this sort of thing, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But what? Like, what has happened to the world? Okay, so to lighten things up, we're gonna play a little game. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hum, like, a theme song from something. It doesn't have to be recent. It doesn't have to be anything we've talked about. It's from whatever you want it to be.
Right.
as long as it's a TV show or a film.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to guess what I'm humming or singing by just my voice, like no instrumentals, nothing. I can like drum on the table.
Okay,
But,
I'm ready.
okay, so. I'll give you a vague plot to go on.
Yeah.
Okay, so they really like board games. And goes down.
Jumanji.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Wow. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna give you. You can guess. You have 30 seconds. No, I'm gonna give you 15 seconds.
Is it Jumanji?
No, it's not Jumanji, no.
Is it,
I'm not counting down any. By the way, I forgot.
What is it?
It's Stranger Things.
Oh.
Did I just do a really bad rendition of it?
Yeah. I haven't actually seen it. Okay, I guess it's my go then.
Okay. What do you think? Oh, it's Dr. Who. Yeah.
She's good.
She's on a roll.
Lowri 1,
She's
Emma 0.
Okay, right. I'm gonna try to think of another one. It goes on like that for like. Do you not know?
No.
I'll give you another vague tip.
Give me
A family man is put in a really rough position.
Is that a porn description?
I mean,
is it is it Breaking Bad?
No.
Is it Jumanji?
Is it Jumanji? No, it's not. How else do I describe it? He was in prison for a while. He meets a lot of tough cookies. He's not doing very well at the moment. Mostly everyone in the world is walking really slow all of a sudden. Yeah.
Who spent time?
He was in a prison. In season 2, he was in a prison.
Yeah, but he wasn't imprisoned.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay,
I got
so
you. A family man is put in a tough position. Okay, let me think of one.
Sorry if that still tickled me. Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Why are you so good at this?
You don't play. Okay. Is it? I'm on a roll.
Yeah, 2-0.
2-0. I'm trying to think of.
Actually, no. I think the last one should count. I got it right. I knew what it was.
No, you didn't. I'm like, you have to. Okay, I'll count it because I didn't have to tell you. Okay. I'm trying to think of one. Oh, what's that theme song go like? The thing is, I can't say it because then you'll know what I was trying to say. But,
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I got it.
I was gonna give you an easy point. Ew, what did you just sound? Get out of here. Get out.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I've been born ready. I've never been more ready.
This is one with words, though.
Okay, go.
Our whole universe is in a...
Big Bang Theory. Oh, again, what's that theme song called? Like, do 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 do
Give me a plot. Give me a plot.
I don't know if you've seen this one though. That's the thing.
Plot.
Okay, so basically, young offenders are put in a really rough position.
Power Rangers.
No. In what way were they put in a rough position? Don't answer that. Like,
Misfits?
yes! Oh my god, yeah! How many are you on now? We have like...
I think I have 2.5 points, maybe.
Oh my god, okay.
And
Okay.
you have...
Woo!
Okay.
I'm winning. Woo!
This is the last one.
Okay. Go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Star Wars.
Wow.
Thank you for watching. This is Emma and Lowri signing off.